The Living Crucible Fighter is a unique modded subclass for the fighter that's more about alchemy than anything else. It gives pretty good Witcher vibes. If you multi-class this, you could probably make a really good Witcher-esque build. So let's jump into it. We're going level by level, combat tutorial, and all the items you can need. So of course we start with the fighter. Now level 1, the fighter will give us Second Wind, meaning as a bonus action, we can heal ourselves for 1d10 plus 1. We get Strength and Constitution saving throw proficiencies, as well as Simple Weapon, Martial Weapon, Light Armor, Medium Armor, and Heavy Armor and Shield proficiencies. When it comes to your fighting style, I would either take Great Weapon Fighting or Defense. I'm going with Defense just to boost our AC a little bit. For your ability points, we're going to have 16 Strength, 14 Dexterity, 16 Constitution, 10 Intelligence, 10 Wisdom, and 8 Charisma. For your proficiencies, take whatever you feel like, whatever fits your roleplay. However, I would recommend taking things like Insight, Perception, Survival, that sort of stuff. Fighter level 2 brings Action Surge, meaning we can gain an extra action to use this turn. Fighter level 3 brings our specialization, so for this one we get to pick the Living Crucible. While most other fighters train in martial traditions or study the art of war, you hone your craft of alchemy and have prepared your body to endure compounds poisonous to others. So we gain Compound Creator. Your rigorous physical and mental training allows you to endure compounds poisonous to others to push your body past its natural limits. Creatures other than yourself who attempt to consume one of your compounds must succeed a con saving throw or become poisoned. Student of Alchemy, you would have seen this on a few other classes before. You can brew 2 alchemical solutions instead of 1 when you succeed a DC 15 medicine check. And then as an action we gain the ability to create a compound. We can only do this outside of combat. Once the compound has been made, it will last until your next long rest, and it just sits in your inventory. Now you do have a certain amount of these, kind of like sorcery points, and I'll show you this when we've gone through all this. We're also getting 3 passives. Now the passives are actual compounds you can create, and there are lots as you can see here. So let's just go over them. The first one, Adderall Injection, basically an extra 3 meters of movement speed and triples your jump distance for 1 minute. The All Sense Injection gives you blind sight. Arcane Eye Oil allows you to see invisible creatures and possibly reveal them to others. Bull Strength will give you advantage on strength checks and saving throws. Cat's Grace is dex checks and saving throws. Bear's Endurance is advantage on con saves and checks. Fox's Cunning obviously is going to be intelligence checks and saving throws. Owl's Wisdom, you probably guessed it, is wisdom. Eagle's Splendor is charisma. Elf Sight Oil allows you to see in the dark up to 37 meters. The Flesh Knit Phosphate allows you to heal hit points that are equal to your proficiency bonus at the start of each of your turns for 1 minute, but you have to have at least 1 HP. The Iron Mine Injection, advantage against being charmed and frightened. Liquid Courage will grant you temporary hit points equal to your Constitution ability score plus twice your level in this class for 1 minute. Liquid Rage will add an additional 1 to 4 slashing damage to your attacks. Presto Powder is a plus 5 bonus to initiative and the ability to use dash or disengage like a rogue as a bonus action. The Spell Shine Ointment will give you resistance to damage from spells for the next minute. Steel Skin is resistance to bludgeoning, piercing and slashing damage. The Temen Tincture increases your size by 1 stage, doubling your carrying capacity. So, the first 3 I would select would be Steel Skin for the resistance to bludgeoning, piercing and slashing. The Spell Shine Ointment for resistance to spell damage. And then we're going to come all the way to the top and take Arcane Eye Oil, allowing us to see invisible creatures. Fighter level 4 brings our first feat, and for this, now at this point, you can switch out your oils or potions if you want to. If you know the game really, really well, you know, for example, you have a really hard spellcasting enemy coming up next, you could take, the Spell Shine if you haven't already taken it. If you need a little bit more DPS, you could take the Liquid Rage, that sort of thing. But essentially, if you just want to stick with, a baseline, just stick with the 3 we just picked. For ability improvement, we are going to take this and we're going to bump strength up to 18. Fighter level 5 brings an extra attack. And again, you can switch out your potions if you want to. Fighter level 6 brings our second feat. Again, switch out your potions if you choose to. But for this, we're going to take our strength up to 20. Fighter level 7 brings quick creation. You would have seen this if you checked out the alchemy mod I did build guides for. With this one, you can actually create these inside of combat. It won't use up your daily amount, but it's like you can only create this at ones that you already know, which essentially is ones that's already in your inventory. Now we get to pick 2 more compounds that will add to our collection. So for this I would suggest Liquid Rage for the 1 to 4 slashing damage, and I really like Liquid Courage as well to gain the extra hit points, basically equal to your Constitution modifier and your level twice. Fighter level 8 brings our 3rd feat, and we get to switch out potions if you want to. For the ability here we will take Great Weapon Master, as we are using a 2-handed weapon. This will mean when we land a crit or kill a target with a melee weapon attack, we can make another one as a bonus action that turn, and we can take a -5 attack roll penalty for 10 additional solid damage. Fighter level 9 brings Indomitable, so whenever you fail a saving throw, we can roll again and use the new result. This pairs obviously very well with some of the potions you can create, that will give you advantage anyway. Switching up potions again, if you choose to. Fighter level 10 brings Living Cauldron, so the number of compounds you can craft before requiring rest increases to 3 plus your Constitution modifier, so we can make a total of 6 based on our current con score. We get to pick 2 more potions now at this point, and for me I would take Presto Powder, +5 bonus to initiative and the ability to use a bonus action. This is really useful because our dex is only 14, and I personally really like the Flesh Knit Phosphate because it's more healing if we need it. Fighter level 11 brings improved extra attack. We can make 2 additional attacks after attacking with your main hand weapon. Again, you can switch out potions if you choose. Fighter level 12 brings our final feat. Again, you can switch out potions if you choose to, but at this point we are just going to come to the bottom here and take Savage Attacker. So when we make melee weapon attacks, we'll roll our damage dice twice and use the highest result. When it comes to equipment, I would take the Helm of Baldur, heals you for 2 hit points at the beginning of every turn, a +1 bonus to armor class and saving throws. We cannot be stunned, and we cannot be critically hit. The Flesh Melter Cloaks, whenever we take melee damage, the attacker will take 1 to 4 acid damage. The Disintegrating Nightwalkers to give us Misty Step, helps us get around the battlefield. Also means we cannot be enwebbed, entangled, or ensnared, or slip on ice or grease. Really helpful to a fighter. The Adamantine Splint Armor reduces all our damage by 2. Whenever a melee attack hits us, the attacker is sent reeling for 3 turns as well. So now that's the acid damage and reeling. And once again, we cannot be critically hit, but we get that from our helmet anyway. If you want to, you could also use things like the Helldusk Armor, which is the biggest AC, or you could even take the Armor of Persistence if you want to. Choice is really yours here. I like having the reeling, but if you want a bigger AC, you could take that. For gloves, we're going to take the Helldusk Gloves to give us a 1 to 6 fire damage on our weapon attacks. The Ring Regeneration to heal us for 1 to 4 hit points, since we will be on the front line. The Killer Sweetheart, so we can guarantee a critical hit whenever we score a... whenever we kill a creature, we can guarantee our next attack will be a critical hit. The Amulet of Baal, so we inflict the bleeding upon targets that have maximum hit points. And then for a weapon, I love the Sword of Chaos. It has necrotic damage on it, and every time we hit an enemy, we'll regain 1 to 6 hit points. Now, with that being said, you can come in here and you see we have these things here. So create compound is what we want, and this is where we get to create our abilities. So for example, let's take a Presto Powder to give us that +5 to initiative. And you'll see in the bottom we've now used 1 out of our 6 of these. What we'll also do, we'll also take a, when I can see it, Arcane Oil. This one has to see the invisible people. And we'll create a compound, we'll take a Liquid Rage for extra damage. And we'll also take one of our health ones, we'll take the Phosphate. And there we go. So we've got our potions, as you can see they are sitting very nicely in our inventory here. So with that being said, let's go find some combat and check this out. Okay, so you can see we are currently mid of the turn order because we haven't used our potion to increase our initiative by 5. Whereas if I was to now pop it, so we take our Presto action, and then we start the combat, you'll see we join at the top. So you can really make this just work for you if you use your potions alongside your stats. What we're going to do, since we know we have a bonus action available to drink a potion, is we will take the Arcane Eye. The reason I'm doing this is I know this spellcaster likes to turn invisible, and I want to show this one off. So from here, what we'll do, if I can actually get through people, is we'll just start swinging for the fences, and this plays just like a regular fighter. We'll just smack them as hard as we can. You see we even spread bleed around, and we'll get ourselves in a prime position. Now if we wanted to, we can action surge, but we won't do that quite yet. You see a nice big miss there? And there you go, like I said, the enemy will turn invisible, but we can see him thanks to our potion. You can also see that the Presto Power and the Arcane Eye have stacked up together, so from here, let us now drink our Liquid Rage to increase our damage by 1d4, and you see that sits on top of the rest as well. Meaning we can come in here and activate our Executioner, guaranteeing a critical. And you see we landed a huge amount of damage there and spread the bleed. And from there, we'll also swing at this enemy, dealing extra bleed. Unfortunately, big miss, but that's fine because we know we can Action Surge, and we can really benefit from that 10 turns of Liquid Rage by just taking the enemies out while we get that 1d4 of extra damage. And do we have enough movement to make it to the ladder? Not quite. Now you see we took a little bit of damage from the magic missile, but then we just completely healed back through it. Which means we can come up here, and once again, we still have that Liquid Rage going. If we wanted to, we could also pop our potion for the Phosphate. That will heal us up, but we don't really need to. And you can just stack these alchemy solutions up, which is really useful before you go into like a major boss fight. You can take a long rest beforehand, you know, pick what oils and potions you want, and then just stack them up, allowing you to obviously come in here, deal mass damage, heal through things, all sorts of crazy fun stuff. And a big miss, unfortunately. And at this point, it really is just a case of ending the fight. So we can come in here. Do I have anything like cleave? I do. So let's cleave these enemies, try and take them both out. There you go. Unfortunately, we did miss Terse, but that's okay, because we can follow up with some bonus attacks. And because we have Great Weapon Master, we now know as a bonus action and we could get another attack. Unfortunately though, the enemy is too far away. So what we'll do is we'll just Misty Step and we'll chase them down. And there we go. So now let's just try and end the fight. You'll see we get more healing.
Time to press ahead.
And we can hunt enemies down. Benefit from all our key abilities still. And a massive crit. And there we go. So it's a very, very simple fighter, but there's so much multi-classing we could really benefit from this with. We also have the key thing where we can just stack these potions up, so again, if you know what's coming next in the game, you can really pick and choose these to min-max the game to make it even easier. Throw in something like the Wizard to get a few like, spell capabilities, and you could probably make a really fun Witcher-esque build. So really hope you have enjoyed this guide for Baldur's Gate. If you have, please drop the video a like and check the mod out, it is awesome. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel as well, it helps me tremendously. I've got more guides to Baldur's Gate, Dragon Age, Path of Exile, Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers, Elden Ring, Oblivion, basically all the amazing RPGs you could ever need. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.